Hey everybody, today I am just going to be doing a video about New York and my trip to New York, the things I saw, some recommendations I have for you guys if you are going to New York soon or something. So this is just going to kind of be talking more like a vlog, I guess, but I don't have a vlog channel. So if you're not into vlogs, you can go ahead and exit out now. But yeah, so I'm just going to go through by the day of what we did. I made a little list for myself to kind of walk you through what we did since I didn't really vlog while I was there. And yeah, so anyway, the whole reason we went is because my sister was graduating from college and it was something really exciting, so we all went out there and we were there for 4 days, 5 if you include travel, but travel days you don't really get to do anything. So anyway, so Tuesday morning, my brother and his girlfriend and I went to the airport. We flew to New York. We got in around 12:30 or something, and then we just waited for my aunt and uncle and cousin and everybody to get there, and then we took a cab back to our hotel. We stayed in Brooklyn just because it was cheaper and it was closer to where my sister lived, but I really liked it out there. It was a really nice hotel. And so then Tuesday we didn't really do anything. We were all pretty wiped out from flying and everything. So we went to dinner with my sister and her boyfriend, and it was this really small Mexican restaurant in Brooklyn, and it was called Tacos Nuevos Mexicano. And to me, I mean, it was authentic Mexican food. It was really good. The service was great. Just a really nice dinner, just relaxing, so that was good. And then Wednesday was my sister's actual graduation. And normally the college that she goes to has the graduation in Madison Square Garden, which is super cool. But for some reason this year they didn't, and they did it in the Jacob Javits Center, which is actually it's on the most western part of Manhattan if you've ever been to New York. So we went there, and it's a huge convention center, and the graduation was really nice. It wasn't too personalized because they had so many students. But the speakers were really good, and I really liked the salutatorian speech and everything. So that was something we did on Wednesday. But before that, my cousin and aunt and uncle and I, we actually got up really early. And they're really into touristy things, and there was something that was right by our hotel that we had kind of wanted to see, and it's called the Greenwood Cemetery. And I know that sounds kind of weird to go there on vacation, but it was actually pretty cool. The cemetery has several famous people buried there that were famous from New York, and so I thought it was kind of cool. Being the music nerd that I am, some of you may know, I've said this I think a couple times, I started out school as a music major when I went to college, and I eventually switched my major, but so I was really, really excited to know that Leonard Bernstein was buried in this cemetery. And if you don't know who Leonard Bernstein is, if you have seen West Side Story or know of West Side Story the musical, he is the one that takes credit for all of that. So that was really cool. I saw his burial place. I know it sounds so weird, but really it wasn't creepy. And then my family is huge baseball fans. We're huge St. Louis Cardinals fans, and if any of you know baseball, we were Cardinals fans way before they just won this past World Series. But yeah, so we went there, and the father of baseball, his name is Henry Chadwick. He's buried there, and his area was really cool because it had the headstone, and it had baseballs and a catcher's mask, and then there were 4 bases, a baseball diamond around it, and people had left baseballs and stuff there. So anyway, that was really cool. So that was before the graduation. Then we went to the graduation, and then after that we went back to my sister's apartment, and I think maybe we just met them. Anyway, we went to Serendipity that night, which is a restaurant that I had heard about through Allison or Amarique's here on YouTube, and like Nikki Philippi and Ingrid, they all went when they went to New York, and I thought it sounded kind of cool. So that was my suggestion of where to go for dinner. And we made a reservation. There were 9 of us. It was amazing. Like, I can't even explain to you. I will try to put pictures in this video throughout to show you what I'm talking about. The service was incredible. Like, I thought maybe since this was kind of like a touristy restaurant that it wouldn't live up to the hype, but holy smokes, the service was just great. Like, there was not a time when anybody's glass was empty. They were constantly filling up water, constantly coming to ask how everything was. Our orders were great. My sister ordered something that was completely different than what she thought it was going to be, and they like didn't charge her for it. They brought her something else, like really great. And then we got desserts, and they're pretty much known for their desserts. They're huge, they're crazy, and I really wanted to try the frozen hot chocolate. And everybody else kind of wanted to try something different, but we didn't think we could each finish our own. We ordered 5 desserts, and we shared them amongst the 9 of us. And we finished them. They were so good. So if you go to New York, my biggest recommendation for food, if you're willing to spend a little bit more, is to go to Serendipity. It is amazing. So great. So yeah, that was Wednesday. And then Thursday was kind of a busy day. We tried to pack a lot in because we didn't really have anything else going on. So we went to the Museum of Natural History, which is like right on the west outskirts of Central Park. We were there for about 3 hours. Really cool if you're into like museums and stuff. You can definitely go there. That's really something you'd enjoy. Then we went to Rockefeller Center, and I've been there a couple times before. They've changed the ice skating. I don't know if they do this every year, but they changed the ice skating rink into like a cafe. So the ice wasn't even there. I don't know if it was like tiled over, if they melted it or whatever. But there's a cafe there now, so like right under where the gold statue is. And yeah, so we were there, and then we went into the NBC store, and I wanted to show you what I got because I was so excited. I don't know the age of like all my subscribers, but when I was younger, the like best television show for teens or younger was Saved by the Bell. And when I saw this, I pretty much just knew I had to have it. It's like an off-the-shoulder sweatshirt, and it says Bayside Tigers on it. And this is like what Kelly Kapowski wore in these episodes. And Saved by the Bell was like something that I really loved when I was younger, so I just had to get that. That was really cool. They have a lot of stuff in the NBC store, a lot of stuff to choose from. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, then there's that. And then we my cousin and her boyfriend and I went to the top of the Rock. I'd been to the top of the Empire State Building twice, and the thing that's like different about that is there's like crossbars, so it's like kind of hard to take pictures. So we went to the top of the Rock, and they had like this nice thick plexiglass, and it's just really nice. I got some really good pictures. I'll try to insert them here somewhere. But they were really good. I really liked the view from up there. It was just different than the Empire State Building. So, and that was like $25, I think. So just keep in mind things are a little bit, I shouldn't say like super expensive, but just keep in mind you're going to spend probably more money than if you were at home. But you're on vacation anyway. I'll stop rambling. Then there was this place called Economy Candy, and this was like in lower Midtown, maybe lower Manhattan. And my aunt wanted to go there. She kind of read about it in one of these books that she was reading about New York. And from floor to ceiling, it is stacked with all kinds of candy, like old time candy, specialty candy, all this stuff. So we just stopped there and kind of looked around, before they closed down, or they closed for the day. And then that night, my brother and sister and I went to dinner with my dad and stepmom, and we went to this place called Saki, and it is in Brooklyn. It is near Ocean Parkway, if any of you are familiar with that area. Just a really nice Japanese restaurant, very, very small, very neat, so that was good. And then Friday we tried to fit in stuff that we hadn't done. So we took the Staten Island ferry to see the Statue of Liberty. And this does not stop at Ellis Island, like you don't get to stop and get out, but I mean, that doesn't really bother me because you can't go up in the Statue of Liberty anymore, so for me, going out to Ellis Island to see the Statue of Liberty is kind of pointless. So we just rode the Staten Island ferry. It's like a 25-minute ride from Manhattan to Staten Island, and is it Staten Island? Yeah. Anyway, so it's like a 25-minute ferry ride, and we got like really good pictures. Of the Statue of Liberty and everything, and then you just hop on another ferry back, 25 minutes, so it's like an hour tops. It's something like really quick, and it's cheap, it's free. You don't have to pay anything for the Staten Island ferry. If you want to go to Ellis Island, I think there's a ferry that goes there, but it costs money, so that's something to keep in mind if you're like price conscious when you go to New York, or if you're going to New York. And then we went to Central Park and just kind of did our thing the rest of the day. Just kind of walked around, weren't in too much of a hurry. And then Friday night we went to the Mets game. They played the Cardinals. How fitting. It just worked out perfectly that we could go to a Mets game. So we went there, and while the Cardinals lost, boo, it was like actually kind of cool because I saw history in the making. And the Mets pitcher, who is Johan Santana, he threw a no-hitter, which if you aren't familiar with baseball, that means that nobody on the Cardinals got a hit. So they were shut out. There's like, I mean, it's not that common to have that happen to a pitcher, so that's really cool. So while the Cardinals did lose, it was still really awesome. So there's that. We tried like some food and stuff. While in New York, we wanted to try like the hot dogs and the pizza and stuff, but I mean, the food wasn't really the highlight for me. I know that's kind of, for some people, like the food of a certain area is like what makes that area super special, but the food wasn't like I wasn't all about the food. Not that I didn't like it, it just wasn't like the defining part of my trip. Anyway, so some tips or something I would suggest, or just my thoughts on New York, if you're going, if you plan to go, if you're thinking about going, is you kind of have to make a decision in how you want to travel, or how you want to see New York or experience this stuff. To me, there are two ways you can do it. You can schedule a short trip and just pack as many things into one day as you can. The only thing with that is you're going to get super tired, and your feet will get a little bit sore. Sorry, I just like can't like function right now. Or you can make it a little bit of a longer trip and kind of pack just a couple things into each day and really spend the time there and enjoy it. For us, we didn't really have a lot of time. You know, trying to get like 9 of us together traveling is a little bit difficult, and you just have to kind of work with everybody and, you know, compromise on what you want to see and what you want to do. So we didn't have a lot of time, so we had to pack so much stuff in. But if you can, I'd say if you can afford it, or if you can afford the time, then make it a little bit of a longer trip and just do a couple of things each day. That way you get to really experience stuff, especially if it's your first time. This is my 3rd time going, so I had seen some things before, but I would definitely recommend, if you can, a longer trip, and then just not as many things in one day. Also, I really recommend the subway. I think the subway system in New York is fantastic. I know some people are kind of like weirded out, like, ooh, it's gross, whatever. Bring some hand sanitizer. Like, I wouldn't pay the money for the cabs all the time. You are not going to walk from downtown to uptown every day, your legs will be screaming. So I really recommend the subway. Like, just get one of these Metro cards for a week's Metro, like a week's worth. It's $29, which really isn't that bad, considering a single ride is $2.50. And these are just so convenient. I just really, really recommend using the subway. They have maps. It's pretty easy to navigate. Of course, I mean, there'll be some times where you won't like know exactly where you're going, or you'll have to walk a little bit, but I just really, really recommend the subway. I think it's great. So yeah. And then another thing I recommend in regards to walking is this little product here, and it is called the Band-Aid Friction Block Stick. And this is an amazing thing to travel with. It basically looks like a tube of chapstick or deodorant or something. You just kind of like scroll it up here, and it's just this little bar, and you just rub it on areas where you think it's clear. You just rub it on areas where you think you might get blisters on your feet, so like on the back of your heel, maybe on the side, maybe on like part of your toes where they get squished in your shoes, and you will not get blisters or anything with this. Yeah, like the bottom of your feet might get sore, but you will not have like a problem with blisters. And I use this every single day, no blisters, nothing like that throughout the whole trip. So if you're gonna be walking, I really recommend this product. I think it's like around $5 at drugstores. You can find it pretty much anywhere. So I really recommend this. I think that's really all I wanted to say. I just kind of want to share with you guys what I did, what I liked and everything, and put some pictures in here. So if there are pictures that I still have that I haven't put in throughout this video, I will put them here at the end. And yeah, if you have any questions about New York or anything, or if you're thinking about traveling, just leave them in a comment below. Or if you've done a video like this, maybe like a travel video, then you can leave it as a video response below. And I think that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's kind of rambly, but I thought I'd just share my experience with you, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.